Hey guys, so a few days ago on the 18th was my 2.5 years on T, so I figured I'd do an update, and it's kind of also like a histo update as well, just because after the hysterectomy my body no longer produces estrogen, so they kind of go hand in hand. Um, yeah, so as far as hair goes, I have a lot more hand hair. It goes like across, it's all here, and it's just as long as my arm hair, so I have tiny little hands and I'm very pale and there's a lot of hair, so it looks kind of funny. I don't care. I like it personally, but it is kind of comical. Um, my hairline has definitely receded in the corners, and I have these fun little baby hairs like right here, this little triangle, that I hate, and I cut them off because they don't style properly with my hair. Um, so my hairline is definitely receded into this like triangle and into the corners there. I don't know if you can, it is still kind of squared off. As far as facial hair goes, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I do have sideburns growing, more so on this side, and I have a lot of like weird neck hairs under here. They're very long, and I like pull on them all the time. Not a full beard yet, and no mustache hairs. Um, I don't want a mustache, so I'm glad. And I don't like to shave because I'm lazy. So I just let all of the straggly hairs grow out. Yeah, I also have arm hair kind of growing here, and leg hair coming in strong always. Yeah. Also back hair. On my lower back, there is a lot of hair, and it is now connected to my butt hair. Um, that's great. I love that. I don't actually. It grosses the butt hair. I don't like the butt hair. Um, my back hair is fine, I guess. There's just a lot of it, and it's a little weird. But anyway, muscles. That is what my muscles look like. They're a lot more solid. Like when you touch my arm is a lot more solid than it used to be. Um, I'm just more bulky. Like if you grab my shoulder, like there's a lot there, and it's very hard. So that's nice. Also, like my pec muscles and stuff as well have really come in. I did start working out again for the first time since like before top surgery, so like over a year ago, and so that has kind of helped a bit. As far as downstairs growth, I have absolutely grown a bit bigger since my hysterectomy, and definitely noticed when I'm hard, it is a lot bigger than it used to be, and a lot more sensitive. Um, and also swimming. I have been swimming this summer in lakes, and I haven't been swimming in 6 years, which means that on testosterone, this is my first time swimming. And when cold water hits your genitals, it like knocks your breath away. It shrinks, and you go like, ugh. It is really strange, and I've never heard anybody talk about that before, and it was just weird. So a friend and I were talking about it, and it was like funny because I'd never heard anybody say it before, but as soon as I said it, he also was like, yeah, that happens to me. So yeah, it's just kind of funny. Um, what else? I guess. Oh, I guess I'll talk about my Adam's apple. I do have an Adam's apple. It's not as prominent as I would like it to be. Um, and there are certain days when it like sticks out more than others. Um, and those days I stare in the mirror a lot and look at it. But for the most part, like it's not as visible as I'd like. Which is kind of disappointing because I don't think it's going to get any bigger. Like it's not going to get more prominent at this point. So that's kind of disappointing. Um, my oily skin is ridiculous. I am so oily, and I do wash my face. I have all of these different things that I try, and they do work. The oil comes back really fast. So, like, I have oily eyelids and oily lips, and it's just oil. It's gross. Um, and I just need to watch my diet and regulate, all the sugars and whatnot that I'm intaking, and then also be regularly washing my face. It's just irritating. It's so disgusting. I feel gross all the time, and it's frustrating. Uh, Also, with that, sweat. It is a very hot summer in Ontario this year, like very humid, very disgusting, but I usually am a very cold person. I'm always shivering, I'm always cold. Even when I'm sweating, I'm cold. But I've found that I'm always hot now. And I think that that has to do with the fact that I never wear a shirt anymore. So when I do have to wear a shirt, I'm like extra hot because I feel constricted. Um, I think that that's part of it. Also, the heat, just in general. But I have found myself to be like my hands used to be freezing all the time. They were always cold, whereas like now they're really hot and veiny and like it's just body heat. Um, so I'm gonna show you my stomach now because I have gained some stomach fat like here. That is there. And when you stand to the side, there's a little bulb there. So my fat has come to my stomach, and I do have my hips still. I'm hoping those will kind of go in a little bit. And you can see my stomach hair, and the stomach hair is kind of crawling up this way. Um, but yeah, the stomach fat is really bugging me. I hate it. I hate the stomach fat, and I hate the hip fat and the back, like the back, lower back fat. Like I have all of that, and that's why I started working out again because I just was getting really frustrated with the way I look in the mirror, and it's so yeah, that irritates me, and I really am trying to eat better and just work out so that I can somehow make that not be the way it is. Um, so that's kind of upsetting to me, uh, and I'm hoping that I can get rid of some of that weight because it's just fat. Like I'm a skinny person, and to have that, like I'm really skinny up top, and then all of a sudden there's just like this fat here. Um, so it just doesn't look right, and I don't like it. Um, so let's see, what else have I got here? Yeah, I don't think that physically there's much else. It's mostly just body hair, muscle mass, and some downstairs growth and stuff since my hysterectomy. Um, Personality-wise, still the same, still pretty chill. I've been kind of, depressed and really anxious lately, but I don't think that has anything to do with testosterone. Um, that has to do with just my life situation at the moment. And oh, I have been crying a lot recently, or just been able to cry, I guess, recently. And that's I think only since my hysterectomy. I guess so because it's been like 5 months, 4 months, or whatever since my hysterectomy, and I've been crying. Now again, my life situation has, warranted crying. Um, I had a couple deaths in my family, and just breakup and all of these things that are like big changes in my life, or just sad things, I guess. Um, so crying was warranted, but in the past, since I started T, I've literally been unable to cry, physically unable. Whereas now I'm like holding back tears a lot, and like movies and just a lot of stuff is just um, causing me to tear up. And I think that that has to do with hormones. I don't know. I think that something with the estrogen and the testosterone together creates that block. But as soon as the estrogen is gone, I can function like a normal emotional person. Um, so that's interesting. I don't know if that is just me or if other people who've had hysterectomies and are still on testosterone have experienced that as well. That would be interesting to find out. But yeah, I've definitely experienced some crying um, since my hysterectomy. So, which is good because if I had had to deal with those situations without being able to cry, I don't know what I would have done because it's really scary to feel like you need to cry and nothing is coming out because it's just this like wall of no emotion and it's really strange. So yeah, I think that that is it. If you have any questions, comments, video topics, or anything like that, leave them down below or message me. Yeah, 2.5 years on T. Woo. um, yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and thanks for watching. See ya.